Hello, I'm Ashley, homeschooling mother of 11, with 18 years in the trenches and 3 graduates so far. And after all of that time, I've boiled it down to this. My biggest regret. It wasn't about curriculum. It wasn't about structure. It was that I treated homeschooling like a lifestyle instead of the high stakes vocation that it actually is. I thought that connection was the goal, and I thought that flexibility would carry us through. What I didn't realize is that we were operating completely without a framework. And it cost me years and years, well, over a decade of wasted effort and tons of self-doubt. And that is why I created a free masterclass for everyone. It's called the Homeschool Framework I wish I had 18 years ago when everything felt like it was falling apart. In it, I will walk you through the core shifts that I made to bring our homeschool out of chaos and give me clarity, confidence, and peace, but most importantly, results. You can watch that entirely for free. The link is in the description below. But right now, let me take you back to the moment when I realized that I was leading our homeschool purely on emotion. The lie I believe. I thought homeschooling was about freedom, flexibility, and doing life together. Okay, so that is the lie that I believed. The results of that lie were that I would drop a school day or part of a school day whenever a friend texted and said, hey, want to go to the park? Or hey, want to meet here? Or hey, could we come over and play? Or any of those things. This was happening at least once a week. Usually more often than that, we would just, abandon ship because someone else wanted to go do something. Okay, another thing that would happen quite regularly is we would leave school midday because there was a homeschool activity going on. So I think I've talked about this before, but for several years we participated in homeschool martial arts classes, and they were wonderful. It was a blessing for our family overall. However, because it was homeschool, they had it in the middle of the day. It was around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I believe, before school lets out. So basically this martial arts place had dead space. They weren't doing anything. So they thought, well, hey, let's market to some homeschoolers because they're home. And so we did it. It was at a discounted price. It was a blessing overall. However, the timing of it was terrible for school. Okay, you have to get everybody ready after lunch. You have to pack up the van. You have to go. You have to occupy the toddlers and the babies while the kids are doing their thing, which is fine. But then, the class lasts for an hour and a half. Then everybody comes home completely exhausted. And does anybody want to start doing school again? No, the kids certainly don't. Do I want to start doing school again? Absolutely not. So while it was a great activity, it wasn't best because twice a week our homeschool was basically cut off at noon. I've talked about this in several of my videos. Late start times. I am not an early riser. I come from a long line of women who don't like to get up early or don't like to get moving early, I guess I should say. I am slow in the morning. I've had to retrain myself, and it is something that I'm still working on. I'm still not as consistent as I would like to be. But when every single day homeschool does not start until 10 or 10:30 even, Mama, what are you going to even get done? Because you know that by the time 3 or 4 rolls around, you're done. And that was not a very long day. Now, of course, if you are only homeschooling younger ages right now, kindergarten, first grade, even second grade, you can get away with this. But I would just like to suggest you start the way you intend to finish, because once your child gets into 4th grade, even 3rd grade, you're going to need a longer day to get it all done. You are not going to be able to start at 10 o'clock in the morning and expect to finish at a reasonable time, because let's be honest here, nobody wants to be doing school at 4 o'clock. Okay, this next one is a doozy, and this is hard. This is hard to avoid, but whenever a dentist, orthodontist, pediatrician, speech therapist, whenever anybody finds out that you homeschool, they think that your schedule is just wide open and that you can take whatever spot. They can't fill any other time of the day because it's hard for them to fill the appointments for children who go to school. until after. It's harder for them to fill the appointments when people are at work. So those times from like 10 o'clock until 2 o'clock, they usually have them open. Well, they try to fill them with homeschoolers. This is great, except, when you have a large family and everyone needs their teeth cleaned, like us, it completely ruins everything. It ruins the flow. If you stack that on top of homeschool activities and going to the park with friends, do you see the dilemma here? You might have a whole week where you get absolutely nothing done. So now I have started trying to get a very early dentist appointment, orthodontist, whatever, a very early appointment or a late afternoon appointment. Now, this of course means that I have to wait longer, but you know what? I'm okay with that. If it means that it is not going to grind my homeschool to a stop in the middle of the day, and it's not going to get restarted. I know myself by this point. I am not going to get home at 3:30 and say, okay, get out your composition books, because I'm tired. I want to sit down with a Diet Coke and relax. I know that you all know what I'm talking about. So don't do that. Do not be the homeschool mom who will take the quickest appointment because you are willing to interrupt your homeschool. Don't take that 11 o'clock appointment. Don't take that 1 o'clock appointment. Take a morning appointment, a really early morning appointment, or take a late afternoon appointment. Don't just let yourself fill in their schedule. You need to work it around your own schedule. You need to be the leader of your own schedule. So are you seeing the problem here? I didn't view my homeschool as a mission with eternal stakes. I saw it as an alternative lifestyle that I could just, fill in the blanks however I wanted to do it. It was kind of like an ad-libs lifestyle. We were really just winging it every single day. So one thing that I like to think about whenever I feel myself slipping is if I had my children in school and one of my children had a teacher that showed up every day unprepared at 10:30 and she didn't have a strong structure to the day. Sometimes she would just leave because she had a dentist appointment. Sometimes she would just let the kids go out and play whenever. How would I feel about that teacher teaching my child? I would not like it. I would probably be talking to the teacher and the principal and being like, can you take your job a little bit more seriously here? Why would I, as the teacher of all of my children, treat my job as their teacher any less seriously than I would expect a paid teacher to treat their job? It doesn't make any sense. We need to start taking this more seriously. So I was also absorbing all of the wrong messaging. Just relax, take it easy, just do Bible. It will be fine. Just do Bible and math. Those are the most important subjects anyway. You don't need structure, just connection with the kids. That's the most important thing. Don't worry, he'll read when he's ready. But no one actually told me this. Ashley, you are responsible for the formation of these souls, and you need to act like it. The fallout, the fruit of that mindset. Okay, so the fruit of that mindset, one of the biggest bad fruits of that mindset was inconsistency. If we added it all up, we were really only getting in 2 to 3 full school days a week. That is not enough. We started experiencing a lot of academic gaps. Children were starting to get behind from me choosing low quality curriculum like teaching textbooks because I was trying to just, get it done one way or the other and not have to fully participate in it because I was trying to get so many students through quickly. And you can hear about my full thoughts on teaching textbooks in this video. Another bad fruit was lowered standards. So I had to lower my standards because we were not spending enough time on anything to produce good results. So I lowered my standards so that we could just keep going. Another bad fruit was mom burnout. I was somehow burning myself out even though I wasn't doing anything really productive. Even though I was requiring less and less of myself, I was just spinning my wheels. It was exhausting. So my days were reactionary instead of me ruling them. I was reacting to bad behavior like sassy kids, cheating on homework, low effort on different projects, and instead of me raising the bar and my children meeting it, we were just settling for whatever happened. I was busy, but I wasn't productive. I was present, but I wasn't leading. I even started working as a virtual assistant, so I was giving all of my real focus to that job and very little of my actual focus to the job that was my calling. I told myself that I was doing the best that I could. This is a lie that we moms tell ourselves all the time. I'm doing the best that I can, but I wasn't. I was just completely uncommitted to my calling. So one thing that I want to tell you, mamas, is that if you hear yourself saying, I'm doing the best that I can here, you need to stop, because that is, well, you need to stop and assess what's actually happening here, because 9 times out of 10, that is the biggest red flag that you are not actually doing what you're supposed to be doing. If you hear yourself saying, I'm doing the best that I can, are you doing the right things the best that you can, or are you just doing things the best that you can? Whenever you hear that, just stop and really assess what is going on here, because 9 times out of 10, you're not doing the right things. Now let's talk about the shift, the moment that I realized homeschooling isn't a lifestyle, it's a vocation, and then everything changed. Okay, so I finally started showing up like my children's education and formation mattered, because it does. I didn't want to just survive in my homeschool and check off the transcript. I want to actually shape leaders, and I want to disciple my children's souls. I want to raise young men and young women of courage, intellect, and conviction. And that meant I had to start thinking like a leader and not like a lifestyle influencer anymore. No more dabbling, just vision, standards, and structure. So many of us moms would tell anyone that they are willing to die for their children. I would, right? I mean, we all would. My question for you though is, who loves their children enough to actually live for them? Who actually loves their children enough to do whatever it takes to make sure that their children leave their home spiritually mature, intellectually mature, and emotionally mature? Because that takes absolute dedication. That does not happen by accident. So if this is starting to resonate with you and you're seeing yourself in my story, I want to invite you to join me in my free masterclass that I made just for moms like you. The homeschool framework that I wish I had 18 years ago when everything felt like it was falling apart. This is the framework that I finally built after years and years and years of trial and error, burnout, and just messing everything up. It's practical, it's powerful, and it will teach you what you need to know to build a homeschool with a good, solid framework. So don't stay stuck in the chaos another day. You don't need to. Go ahead and watch that masterclass. The link is in the description below. Many regrets that came from this one big one. So one of the many regrets that I have, I've talked about this several times before, is letting co-ops influence the standards in our school and the quality of friendships that we had. There are so many awful things that can happen at a co-op. Like the list is endless. I know that there are a few fantastic co-ops out there. There might be one in your area. You might be going to it. And if that is the case, then I'm not addressing this to you. Not all co-ops are bad, but you have to be so careful. The standards of behavior in these co-ops are so shockingly low. The standards of academics in these co-ops are shockingly low. And our kids need to be around people who are striving for excellence. When everyone at the co-op is just doing the bare minimum, which is a really low bar, your children are not going to strive any longer. It's going to completely change the way that they view school. So you have to be careful. If a mom tells me, I'm struggling with so-and-so's attitude, the first thing I ask is, are you going to a co-op? So, that's one of my regrets. We entered a co-op at the very beginning. We entered CC at the very beginning. And then for some reason, we re-entered it about 7 years ago and participated for several years. And it was just the worst thing we possibly could have done. It put off the inevitable, which was me taking charge of the homeschool. I feel like I would have gotten there faster if we hadn't had that detour. Okay, so another one that we've already talked about is the regret of starting late and then wondering why we were not getting anything done. This has been one of the hardest ones to break, but it really does make a night and day difference in how much we're able to accomplish. When we get that early start, day after day after day, it just feels so much easier. Is it hard to get out of bed early? Yes, it absolutely is. Is it worth it? Every single time. So another mini regret is skipping Bible and calling it grace when what it really is disorganization. So, if you have one of those early morning dentist appointments, if you push for it and you get it, and as a result, you don't do Bible at breakfast time, you really need to prioritize doing that as soon as you get home. There is no excuse whatsoever for a Christian mother who is homeschooling her children to not be reading the Word of God with them or to them every single day. This is one of the biggest reasons why we decide to homeschool, is because we want to give our children a Christian education. That does not happen without doing the Bible every single day. Okay, another mini regret is avoiding hard subjects like Latin, for instance, or composition, because it's hard and I don't have the brain space to figure that out right now. It's important that our children see us doing hard things every single day. We can't ask our children to do hard things through learning if we're not willing to show them how to do those hard things. So, whether it doesn't matter how you feel about Latin, but let's take composition. Composition is a hard subject to teach, even if you're really good at writing. I love to write. I love to write as a student in school, but composition is hard to teach. It takes a lot of concentration and brain power. But our kids need to see us striving as well. They need to see us struggling and wrestling with a topic and pushing through and doing it anyway and getting that breakthrough. So ladies, the thing that I want you to remember here is homeschool is not something that you do. It's something that you build on purpose every single day. So if you've been feeling the weight of homeschool, but you haven't had a clear path forward, then that is what vocational homeschooling is all about. It's not just about getting through the day. It's about rising to the call with structure, because this is not just a lifestyle trend. This is not just something that we do because we can't afford a Christian private school for our kids. This is your vocation. This is your calling. And if you're ready to stop guessing and start leading, then don't wait. Go watch the free masterclass that I created for you. Inside, I'll show you the things that I did to rebuild our homeschool from the ground up and create a system that actually works long term. You will walk away with clarity, strategy, and peace. The link is in the description box below. Go ahead and watch. I'm Ashley Buffa, founder of Vocational Homeschool, and I'm your guide to building a homeschool that actually honors the weight of your calling. I'll see you in the next video.